my name is Desiree Erico. I am a certified Pilates mat instructor and also a ballet teacher here in New York City. I teach ballet open classes at the Joffrey Ballet School in Manhattan. I also teach privately, and as of 2024, I started hosting my very own adult ballet workshops, which I have to admit has been the highlight of this past year.
When I was dancing professionally, the whole process of taking company class with your peers and rehearsing for hours and then ultimately performing was just the most fun, thrilling, challenging, exhausting, and completely rewarding and fulfilling time of my life.
One of the main reasons why I wanted to start hosting my adult ballet workshops is to give everyone an opportunity to get a glimpse of that ballet company life. It was such a magical time for me, and I think everyone should be able to experience that, or at least get a little taste of what it's like.
So if it's off, then the blossoms have to do like a funny maneuver because they have to be here. Yeah. So you all just have to make sure that when you run to your circle spot that you're keeping an eye on center, right? Does that make sense, everybody? Yeah. Second, good. Keep your eye on center. There we go, much better. Good. Yes, very nice flowers.
I would say about half of my adult students used to dance as children, and the other half started their ballet journey later on in their adult life. And it just warms my heart and it makes me smile so big that we have such a diverse mix of people. Not only diverse in experience, but in age, body types, ethnicities, nationalities. I mean, you name it. It is such a mixed bag of beautiful people. And it just goes to show you that it's never too late to try something new. It's never too late to set new goals for yourself. And it's never too late to dream new dreams.
And 3, brush it to the front. Take your plie attitude and stretch. Plie attitude and stretch. Then reverse that part. 1 and 2 and 3. Brush to your arabesque. Turn in if you need to. Plie attitude and stretch. Plie attitude and stretch. Second part. Let's go on the floor, off the floor, on the floor, off the floor. Take a big plie to the front. Come into your passe and then just open to your beautiful a la Segon, close it to the back. Reverse that part. On the floor, off, on the floor, off. Deep plie in your arabesque, nice high passe, extend to 5th. And then the usual circle, circle, stretch, stretch, whatever you need. And nice balance.
Okay, we got a favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. Ballet is one of the hardest art forms, in my opinion. And it is certainly the foundation for all genres of dance. You can always tell, at least I can always tell, when someone has ballet training because they just carry themselves in a certain way. And when they're moving and dancing, there's a certain quality to their movement and they have a certain clarity. Having said that, ballet doesn't have to be this big, scary, intimidating thing. I feel like it can be presented in a very welcoming, approachable, and fun way. And that, of course, is what I always strive to do when I'm teaching my open classes, my private lessons, and of course, my workshops.
Saying short and sweet, no matter what the combination is, even if it's hard and really, really long. I get out to me recently, and I'm like, do I really do
No, I
that?
made fun of it because it was like the longest combination. You're like, short and sweet. I'm like, this is
I label everything as short and sweet, even if it's long and really toned. Long and bitter. Anyway, okay. PK, let's go. PK fifth and PK brush. PK fifth and PK rush. And a 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. Everyone's favorite. Swivel, throw it up, close back, brush, swivel up again, plie, and soutenu. And then we'll just do the same thing on the left. Yeah, I'll do it again. PK fifth and PK brush. PK fifth and PK brush. Then you have your threes. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 and bum, 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 bum. Now don't twist the shoulders. Go down, throw it up, close fifth. This is a little dégagé. Throw it up a second time. Plie, reach, you have time. Soutenu. And because it's so much fun, let's do it again. Yeah, we'll do it a second time. Run. Right? And then you keep your arms in a demi-second for your tendu. Short and sweet.
Each workshop that I hold has a theme. So each workshop is unique and special in its own way. But something that all my workshops do have in common is this beautiful, long, delicious menu of concepts to work on that we don't necessarily touch base on in regular classes. At least maybe not to the same extent. Dancers will learn how to pick up choreography quickly. And not only that, but really get comfortable with the steps and feel confident within themselves, because oftentimes, especially in bigger group pieces, the dancers around you aren't always doing what you're doing. So it's a great way to practice not depending upon anyone around you, not copying anyone around you, and just being really sure of yourself. Because sometimes the people in front of you are maybe doing the same step, but maybe they're going the opposite way. Or maybe the people behind you are doing the same thing, but they're going at a different time. Maybe the people on the sides of you are doing something completely different. So these workshops are yet another great way to work on your brain exercise, as I call it.
Yeah, we had a little variation there. Push, and then we tone the yang, and then we push. And friendly reminder, I changed this. The arms go all the way down again before the bore, right? And then we go bore, 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 and then big arms here. Arms. That obviously doesn't look right. Yeah, so you want to aim for that nice diagonal, and then switch. That's it. Yeah. And dancers, make sure you're really stretching out your arms. Not all the way that your elbows are locked, but they're pretty long. Yeah. I feel like some of you are maybe rounding the arms. So
the dancers will also work on moving as one, providing the choreography requires that. They will also have to learn to be mindful of their spacing and, of course, practice their overall spatial awareness. And they'll have to learn how to count. I will admit I'm not a big fan of counting while I dance, but sometimes it is necessary, especially when you're doing a canon. Maybe line 1 starts on count 1, maybe line 2 starts on count 3. So in those cases, you do have to learn how to count. All while thinking of their technique and their musicality and hopefully smiling or at least having a pleasant expression on their face and really just enjoying the movement and living in the moment. And I will tell you this, that is not easy to do. It's really not. All of those things at the same time, simultaneously, is really, really tough. But like I always say, practice makes progress.
And again, the arms have to go all the way up. Cross your wrists before they go down. I feel like some of you are just going like that. Right? You have to be big to go down, you know? It's fast, but you gotta just commit. Okay, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, and down 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and a 1, bum, ba, da, da, bum, bum, and 5, and 6, good, 7, don't rush this flowers, change and step. and change and stay, and change and stay, and change. Now turn your hips to your corner, down and down and.
I was very fortunate to study with Maggie Black for about a decade, and if you're someone in the dance world in any capacity, you know who Maggie Black is. She was a tough cookie, to say the least, and although she taught me so much, towards the end of my time with her, I reached a point where I felt like I forgot how to move and really dance. She was all about the technique, specifically her technique, and wouldn't let you move on to the next step unless the previous step was perfect. The truth is, you can't really fake anything in ballet. It's either right or it's wrong. There is no in between. For Maggie, you either had to do it right or you had to do it again. The silver lining of this whole experience with her is she really encouraged me later on in life when I started teaching to be the teacher that I needed her to be for me during those essential years of training. Someone who obviously focuses on technique, but also gives their students the freedom to just trust themselves and not be afraid to really move and dance with joy, and encourages them to find their artistic individuality. And I think it's so important, especially with adult students, to provide them with that nice balance. I certainly like to think that I do that for my students when I'm teaching them.